Hail and well met, friends! Ending here for another episode of the epic story. When we last left off, we are getting ready to return Mazog to Dol Guldur, but first we had to tell scouts to come back and report what they had
The
learned.
Ashen Slades are blasted and dead, and the stench of evil is everywhere.
You have met me on my way back from the southern marches among the Ashen Dales. The land there is blasted and dead, and the stench of evil is everywhere. It appears that Gorthiel has trained evil men in the arts he learned from his own master. They are seeking to bind fell spirits to their services in the far reaches of the Ashen Slades. I will return to Ostgalath with my report of that place. Alright, let's head up to the other scouts and find out what they know. You know, you guys were scouting obnoxiously close to each other, must say.
I will return to Ostgalath at once.
There has not been a great deal of activity beyond the walls of Dol Guldur, Staffdang. By now they are surely aware of the Golden Host. Do they suspect any of its real purpose, I wonder? It is a great offense, true, but do they suspect that we do not seek victory? That we are drawing their eyes to a point of their choosing, rather than our choosing rather than theirs? I will return to Ostgalath at once. It is to be hoped that we have not alarmed the enemy overmuch, and we will catch them unaware in all respects. Alright, well, let us talk to the final scout over here in the far corner of Dol Guldur. Alright, and here's the final scout.
It seems likely that Garthbors will serve as the staging area for the armies of Dol Guldur.
From my exploration, it seems likely that Garthbors will serve as the staging area for the armies of Dol Guldur when they move to attack Lothlorien. There are a number of camps here, but the orcs are fortunately not yet massing in great numbers. I will return to Ostgalath, and share what I have learned. Alright, there are tons of, like, skull candles and craziness going on here, but, as fun as it is to stay in this horror-stricken land, let's return back to that camp and let them know what is to be done. Alright, let's talk to the elf.
Your friend, the dwarf Broin? He cannot be found.
Akador gave me a message for you, Staffdang. Your friend, the dwarf Broin. He cannot be found. He has been missing ever since you left to recall the scouts. Akador does not want to wait for him. He says that he wants to be rid of Mazog at once, and have the errand completed. Speak with me when you are ready, and I will bring you to the Hidden Guard so you can discuss the matter with them.
Will you not speak with Akador?
Will you not speak with Akador? I know that Rowan will want to be part of this final stage of the mission, and Akador must not let his anger blind him to the danger of haste.
Tensions run high among the remaining elves of the Hidden Guard. One of their number slain, the other dying from a deadly poison. And now the dwarf Broin has disappeared on the eve of the journey's end.
What is the meaning of this, Staffdang? While you were recalling the scouts of the perimeter of Dol Guldur, the dwarf Broin vanished from Ostgalath. He told no one where he was going, and right on the eve of the exchange of Mazog from his kin. You had spoken for him, Staffdang. You failed to speak of his cowardice. Do all dwarves abandon their companions when the road turns treacherous? This dwarf is not coming back. We do not know that, Akador, but it is not difficult to see. We came here for him, but only our friends have died, or are dying. Akador, no, Kucheon, I will not be silent. Why should he hold his tongue? He speaks words of truth. My kind have nothing but hatred for the dwarves. But for the elves, there was something else. There was fear. My father spoke of the elves proud and terrible, as foes to be feared. Where are they now? Where are they now? They stand before you. Your words are empty, prisoner. No. It was the whim of the dwarves that brought you here, and they have abandoned you. That is not so, Mazog. Quell your speech, or it will be quelled for you. But he is not wrong, Kucheon. Where is Broin? He is here. Ku Gamazog Bug. Broin, what is this? There is little time to explain, Staftang, so I must be quick. After you gave Lamthris to Mazog, and the more I dwelled upon it, the more I came to regret that necessity. If only another dose could be made. I spoke with the elf Baraz Vesen atop the great tower here in Ostgalath, and she said that more unmarked venom sacs of the Sandkarith might be found with time, but that the Saros flower was so rare that finding another would be impossible. The conditions for such a flower to grow so specific that only if the growing season could be slowed might such a flower be found. I walked through the forest for many hours, heading north, and passed into the lands beyond the reach of the Golden Host. I walked and walked and walked, and just as I had about to turn back in defeat, I beheld a grave mound among the tangled undergrowth. A stream flowed by its side, and now and then droplets of water splashed atop the mound, where, bursting forth, grew a single flower, still in season. With this second Sagres flower and another unmarked venom sac, another dose of the Landris might be made. And here it is. You need to drink this, Isariel. He just splashed across her face. He didn't let her drink it. There. Look. Already Isariel's strength returns. Thadris is working to fight the Gwynlith poison. I do not know what to say. While I railed at unjust fate, the dwarf combed the forest for many miles to find a way to save Isariel. It should have been me, Staftang. It should have been me. I cannot believe I was beginning to listen to the words of Mazog. Now there are no delays. We will go to the gates and exchange Mazog for the prisoners, and be done with him at last. Okay, he was not joking. We are going. We are going. Alright. Over here, Staftang. I am sorry, Staftang. Give me just a moment. Broen leans on the walking stick and tries to catch his breath. I've walked many miles to the north in search of the Sengros flower, and though I have my father's hardiness, it was still a most tasking journey. That it ended in success, and that Asuriel will recover from the Gwynril poison, was enough to give me further strength, but... One more moment, friend. I will have my breath back in a moment. Oh my. Can I speak with you a moment, Staftang? I was most wrong about the dwarf Broen, Staftang. I have come to regret my words about him, and perhaps all dwarves, to make such a seemingly futile journey in search of the one thing that might save someone he barely knows, someone not even his own race. He showed a fortitude I had thought only elves could possess, and he did it with much less complaining than I have done. But look at him. His journey north into the far reaches of Mirkwood has taken a toll even on his stout form. He needs rest. The guards at the gate ahead will see his exhaustion as weakness, and we cannot afford that. Will you tell him to remain here, in such a way as to spare his feelings? He has proven himself to me, and to the others for the rest of time. He has no need to accompany us the rest of the way. He helped Asuriel, and now I wish to help him save his cousin and the rest of the dwarves. I do not want the guards at the gate to think we are weak, Staftang. They would not think so if they knew the distance I travelled, and in so short a time. Ha ha ha! I wonder if that will be the main verse of the glorious tale of Broen the Mighty after all. It did not seem so glorious when I was hurrying through the dark, tripping over stones and treacherous roots, searching for a flower that might not even exist in the world any longer. Maybe my part in all this is over, Staftang. I do not want to hurt the negotiations for Bori. I will remain here and guard the rear. I trust that Akador and the others will be able to fulfill my mission. Thank you, Staftang. It feels good to have a reason beyond revenge for this errand of ours. I still burn with hatred for the orcs, but now too I desire to rescue the dwarves, whereas before it was only a vague purpose. We will do this now for Broen. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Epic Story. When we return, we will be exchanging the prisoner Mazog for the dwarves that are held captive in Dol Guldur itself. But till then, thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and until next time, thank you guys again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below, and if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.